McGraw-Hill Audio presents The 4 Pillars of Investing, Lessons for Building a Winning Portfolio by William J. Bernstein. Read by Chris Ryan. Introduction. I didn't start out my professional life in finance. My original training was in the sciences, and later in medicine. Practicing physicians, among whom I still count myself, have a richly deserved reputation as miserable investors. The conventional explanations for this are that our practices are so demanding that we don't have the time to do it properly, or that we're too egotistical to take professional advice. In fact, neither is the case. Learning how to invest properly doesn't take an inordinate effort, and I don't find most of my colleagues overly egotistical. Medical practice is a profoundly humbling experience to anyone with a breath of intellectual honesty. The best doctors soon come to the conclusion that the more they see, the less they know. The same, not surprisingly, is true in finance. The real reason that physicians are rotten investors is that it never occurs to them that finance is a science, just like medicine. Day-to-day medical practice is profoundly scientific, informed by a vast amount of underlying research. Nowadays, almost no drug or surgical treatment is adopted without rigorous trials, comparing it to other accepted treatments or placebo. In short, most physicians would not commence a treatment for so much as a cold without a good deal of experimental and statistical evidence in back of it. The most important work is reported in prestigious, peer-reviewed periodicals, such as the New England Journal of Medicine and Lancet. The key term here is peer-reviewed. Nothing appears in these high-level periodicals without being vetted first by the top experts in the field. Requests for multiple, extensive revisions are routine. Your own physician hopefully reads these top-echelon publications on a regular basis for data relevant to his practice. Unfortunately, when doctors put on their investing hats, they completely forget their scientific training. There is, in fact, a rich and informative scientific literature about what works and what doesn't in finance. It is routinely ignored. Instead of depending on the Journal of Finance, the investing equivalent of the New England Journal of Medicine, they get their advice from USA Today, or worse, from their stockbroker. Of course, I'm only picking on my colleagues for fun. In this regard, doctors are no different from lawyers, retail clerks, or anyone else. What's truly scandalous is that even most finance professionals are unaware of the scientific basis of investing, which consists of 4 broad areas, the 4 pillars of this book. Pillar 1. Theory. The most fundamental characteristic of any investment is that its return and risk go hand in hand. As all too many have learned in the past few years, a market that doubles rapidly is just as likely to halve rapidly, and a stock that appreciates 900% is just as likely to fall 90%. Or that when a broker calls suggesting that the price of a particular stock will rocket, what he's really telling you is that he is not overly impressed with your intelligence. Otherwise, you would realize that if he actually knew that the price was going to increase, he would not tell it to you or even his own mother. Instead, he would quit his job, borrow to the hilt, purchase as much of the stock as he could, and then go to the beach. The first and most important part of the book will survey the awesome body of theory and data relevant to everyday investing. Don't be daunted by this. My primary mission is to present this information in terms that you will find both understandable and entertaining. We'll learn that whether you invest in stocks, bonds, or for that matter real estate or any other kind of capital asset, you are rewarded mainly for your exposure to one thing, its risk. We'll learn just how to measure that risk and explore the interplay of risk and investment return. Over the long haul, it is not that hard to measure the probable return of different kinds of stocks and bonds. Yet even well-respected experts usually manage to do a bad job of this. Almost all the differences in the performances of money managers can be ascribed to luck and not to skill.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?